Grand Rising Soul Fam. Today I am coming on and sharing from the Tao Oracle by Ma Deva Padma. This is an illuminated approach to the I Ching. So today, looking at hexagram 31, we can see the beautiful imagery there. Now this is in the gene keys, the shadow of arrogance, the gift of leadership, and the divine expression of humility. In the Tao Oracle, this is influence, and a couple keywords is courtship, mutual attraction, genuine affection, natural magnetism, stimulation, and connecting. So let's hear what it has to say. Mutual attraction is stimulating. It's a magnetic, deeply energizing dynamic between two people that can be profoundly enriching, or, on the other hand, simply an acting out of compulsiveness and the need for self-gratification. The critical difference lies in whether or not there's genuine mutual respect. Keeping things in perspective when the emotional climate is heating up is only possible when some balance is maintained through taking periodic breaks that allows both parties to step back from the intensity. This capacity to keep a distance enables trust to develop and creates space for the natural rhythms between people to evolve. In the early stages of a strong mutual attraction, it's more than challenging to pull back and cool down, especially when everything inside you is driven by passion. But in any event, the passage of time will surely turn down that heat, and being able to consider the relationship in the light of less obvious passions enables you to anticipate this natural process. In this way, even on the outset, a passionate relationship is given a far better chance to mature and ripen rather than burn out from intensity and go stale and flat. The power of attraction can be exploited in the media ad nauseum, and we're constantly assaulted by the use of sensual and sexual imagery to sell everything from candy to cars, fashionable attitudes, and ideologies. During the course of any given day, we're subjected to hundreds of such images, each carrying messages both subliminal and overt. It's difficult to tell if we're becoming desensitized to the subtleties of natural attraction. There's a danger once our desire for meaningful relationships becomes distorted by a preference for flawless fantasies over human reality. In the presence of genuine affection, everything seems to click without effort, and there's a willingness to work with all kinds of drawbacks that, in less attractive circumstances, might be reason to not go any further. Experiencing natural magnetism is a living lesson of the universal laws of yin and yang. Spontaneous one-on-one exchanges between complementary and unique individuals is the expression, on human terms, of that interchanging between the active yang principle and the receptive yin principle. This free-flowing dance of energy creates a natural high where the outlook seems rosier, the impossible is possible, and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. It's nature with a capital N. It's the birds and the bees, and it's intrinsically juicy. Natural magnetism is not defined by appearances. It need not be between a man and a woman, but can be shared between any two people. It often defies the rational and practical. Be it a friendship, partnership, or marriage, both members should be willing to openly share and trust in the sanctity of the bond, lest it simply collapse under the weight of disillusionment. To continue, there must be plenty of mutual support and non-possessiveness and respect. A balanced relationship is not a dependency, but an interdependence. It should not feel more like an ongoing happening than something static and safe. Oh, the power of influence. Here are the changes. Bottom line. Should the occasion for pleasure arise, you might be tempted to compromise your integrity in fake sentiments that you don't feel. Whether it's lust masquerading as love or insecurity driving you to overcompensate, it's easy to become so involved in your personal movies that there's little room for anything real. Remember that gratified pleasure alone is not enough to establish an enduring and meaningful bond. If this one is important to you, you'll need to give it a little more time to ripen. Line 2. When an attraction is particularly strong and compelling, it almost has a hypnotic power. It takes a special quality of alertness to not fall into a deep sleep of wish-fulfilling fantasies. If you're particularly dreamy these days, consider pitching yourself from time to time, if for no other reason than to remind yourself that you are still here. I had to tattoo that one to myself. Be here now. Woo! Okay, line 3. Often problems that surface later in a relationship are those which first appear as all or nothing quick fixes. Once our emotions color our investments in a specific outcome, we unbalance the ecology of relating and deny nature the opportunity to take its course. Plotting and manipulating to make sure you get what you want creates mistrust and ultimately takes you further and further away from unity. Line 4. Partnerships that succeed are founded in mutual respect and maintaining healthy, honest, and open communication. Both individuals are responsive to the changing needs of the other. If lovingly handled, a relationship can be savored like a fine wine that ripens with age, its subtle flavor getting better with time. As with any living thing, there's no way to predict how long a relationship will last. Therefore, it's foolish to take it for granted. When the qualities of honor and joy are present in the relating, however, it grows closer to poetry than prose. Do your part and see what happens. Line 5. The beginning can sometimes be pretty rocky before the real relationship dance begins. Learning each other's moves takes patience, forgiveness, and a sense of humor. Everyone seems to want intimacy, love, and happiness, but when faced with challenges, awkwardness, and vulnerability, many aren't willing to undertake the moment-to-moment maintenance that every relationship requires. Be realistic with yourself about your own motivations and act accordingly. And top line, line 6. The language of intimacy is shared by lovers, poets, and mystics. Its song is sung in an infinite number of ways, sometimes in a fine high falsetto, sometimes in a bluesy moan, and sometimes it's nothing more and nothing less than the sound of silence. If a relationship is grounded in sharing, self-respect, and respect for the other, it can endure all kinds of challenges. So here we go. Oh, the joys of natural magnetism. Sister said earlier this morning, a reminder of the Robert Edward Grant quote that says, I hope I say it right, we judge, we attract everything that we judge. We will only, what is it? We judge everything that we attract. So only when we stop judging what we attract will we love what we are attracting. So I think I totally butchered that, but I think the idea is in there, right? Recognize that everything is outside of us is a projection through our little pineal gland projection screen. Everything that we are perceiving as fragmented or separated or a distortion or projection outside of the mighty I am. So everything comes into the light, comes onto earth school, is formed into matter for us to say, I get it, I see it. Now it gets integrated, digest, and it no longer has to be emulated outside of me. And so when I stop judging, then I don't have to create all this karma and all this curriculum. And how beautiful is that? Sending you so much love. Namaste.